took a trip to Korea this past winter, and this recliner chair here was everywhere. It was in every department store. There were these giant banner ads that had it displayed. I wish I had more than just this one short video clip to show you just how popular this chair was there. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for saying this, but I gotta keep it honest. I think that the overall experience in this chair is superior than even the Herman Miller Eames Lounge chair. Let's get honest. This is the Elvin leather recliner and ottoman from a company called Chita Living. It uses real leather on the chair, and I think there are 4 standout features that make it better than many high-end lounge chairs out there. The price, the 2D headrest, the reclining feature of the backrest, and the lower back support. Just like I did with the Herman Miller Eames Lounge chair review, I'm gonna be bringing in my friend who's quite a bit taller than me. He's 6'1", so he can give his thoughts on what it feels like for a tall person to sit in this chair. You're not that much taller than me. It's only about like this much.
Yeah, just enough for a like button.
That was pretty good, dude. Now you have to like the video and get subscribed. Now, if you're looking for the best lower back support in an office chair, I highly recommend you check out the Anthros chair, who's today's sponsor. In my unsponsored review of the Anthros chair, I called it the best chair for lower back pain because of the design and how it supports that pelvis area of your lower back, and it is absolutely incredible. It's designed in such a way that it pretty much guarantees that you'll have a healthy posture while sitting in your chair. As a matter of fact, the people at Anthros that designed the Anthros chair have a background in making wheelchairs, and so they know a lot about how to create a comfortable sitting experience that lasts all day. And this is particularly evident in their seat cushion. This seat cushion is made with witchcraft. I don't know how they did it. It's so soft, yet incredibly supportive. But don't just take my word for it. The University of Pittsburgh did a study and showed that the Anthros chair's seat cushion had the highest cushion pressure distribution compared to other high-end seats out there. Anthros also stands behind their product, offering an industry-best 12-year warranty, as well as a 30-day trial period, so you can make sure that's the right chair for you. Link and coupon code for $200 off will be in the description below. Fix your sit today with the Anthros chair. As always, I'll break down the chair, talking about the pros and cons, as well as comparing it with the Eames Lounge chair, starting from the bottom and working our way up. Under the chair. For some reason, under both the chair as well as the ottoman, there are just a ton of stickers, and if you try to take these stickers off by hand, it's gonna leave a lot of residue. So you need to use something like Glue Gun to get all of the sticker as well as the residue off. The legs. The legs on both the ottoman and the Elvin chair are made out of metal. They're nice and beefy and thick. It adds to the overall weight of the chair and the ottoman. This ottoman is super ridiculously heavy, and the chair, because of the beefy legs, it's really hard for the chair to tip back and tip over. The ottoman. The ottoman is designed with this kind of reclined angle here, and the leather here is the same found on the chair as well as the cushion. I would call it like a medium soft cushion here. The thing can swivel a bit, although it takes a little bit of force. And just like with the chair that we'll see in just a minute, if you let it go, it's got a memory return feature, which means that if you have it kind of naturally in this position and you go ahead and turn it, well, it's going to return back to that position. The swivel. Just like on the ottoman, the main chair has a return swivel function. What this means is that, let's say you were sitting in your chair and you wanted to get out of it, instead of getting up and crashing into the ottoman, let's say you turn and get up and get out. Well, when you stand up, the chair is going to auto snap back to the position that it was initially in. This is both a pro and a con, because I think if you were to get up from most lounge chairs that swivel and it's kind of like this makes the entire living room look really messy when it's misaligned like this. The downside is that your chair becomes your biggest prankster. So let's say you're sitting in the chair and you need to hurry up and get something and you forget. Well, let's say you grab it and you try to sit back down. Your chair is pretty much not in the right position anymore.
Got it!
The seat. The cushion on the seat is what I would call a medium soft firmness. So when you sit in it, it feels pretty cushy, but it's not going to be cloud-like feeling like on the Eames Lounge chair. If you were to sit on this thing, I would say you do sink in, you do feel like it's gripping you and hugging you, but again, it's not gonna feel like it does on the Eames Lounge chair. But this chair provides support for your butt and your back in any position that you sit in it, which is something that I can't say the same for on the Eames Lounge chair. Another big plus about the Elvin Recliner is that the seat cushion here extends way past the bottom wooden frame of the seat. And what that means is that in any position that you're seated in this chair, if your legs or calves are ever kicking back in the chair or just even resting against the front lip of the chair, you're never gonna feel anything digging into your calf. Compare that to the Eames Lounge chair with the wooden frame ends also with the cushion, and so at any height, it doesn't matter. If you're ever kind of sitting in the chair, that wood is always gonna be digging into your calf. the backrest. The backrest on the Elvin Recliner chair is what makes this thing stand out far and above the Eames Lounge chair, in my humble opinion. You see, you get these 2 extra cushion paddings here, and the cushion inside of here is actually softer than when you get in the seat. And the way that this is designed, I think it's really clever, where the bottom cushion is actually a little bit fatter than the top cushion. What this means is that you see this line right here? This line, you will never feel that on your back because this big bump right here is nice for your pelvis/lumbar area. And then because of the natural curvature of your back, you're gonna come from here, you're just gonna kind of skip over this a little bit, and then the rest of your back is gonna make contact right there. I've never felt any kind of line, any kind of edge on my back. Compare this with other high-end lounge chairs that I've tried in store. Sometimes I can feel a lot of the lines, crevices, things like that on my back, and it's kind of annoying. You'll notice that the name of this chair is called the Elvin Recliner, and that's because this backrest can actually recline. There's gonna be a handle, a really easy to access handle right here on the right side, and if you go ahead and pull on that and add a little bit of pressure on the backrest, you can see that you can recline pretty easily inside of this chair, and it can go pretty low. It goes into pretty much a napper chair. I mean, this thing not only lounges, but actually you can almost kind of go flat so that you can easily nap inside of a chair like this. This recline feature is an infinite recline, meaning that you can have it in any position that you choose, and it also feels really high quality because it's soft and it's smooth, meaning that if you pull it up, it's not gonna like snap back at you. It's gonna move up nicely and it's gonna move down really nicely with you as you tilt back. The headrest. This headrest makes this chair. However, there's a major con about it, which I'll get to a little bit later. But this thing is a 2D headrest, meaning that it can adjust up and down, and it can also tilt forward in 3 different positions. To raise the headrest, you can either be in the chair or stand behind it, and you can lift the thing up and it'll kind of snap up. And then to push it back down, you just put pressure on it and push it right back down. To tilt the headrest forward, you can either be outside the chair or inside the chair, and you just tilt the headrest forward and you get 3 different positions. You got first position here, second position here, third position there, and then if you want to bring it back to the regular flat position, you tilt it all the way forward and pull it back and you get right there. This adjustable headrest is what makes this chair absolutely phenomenal. I'm 5'6", and this curvature on the headrest fits beautifully in my neck crook back here, and it also solves a major problem, a major complaint about the Eames Lounge chair, which is that for the taller folks, if you want any kind of head support inside of the Eames Lounge chair, you have to slide forward a little bit inside of the chair, and that creates a gap between the lower back and the lower cushion in the Eames Lounge chair. With this, because the headrest can actually come up, they never, by they, I mean tall people, not they, those people, they never have to actually scooch because this thing can raise up so that it can provide support for their head and neck. Again, I'm gonna have my tall friend come in just a minute, but first I wanna talk about the forward tilt on this headrest. This thing is, I talk about this all the time in chair headrests. The tiltability, the angle of the headrest is so freaking important, and this thing does it so well. I know it seems like I'm making a big deal, but look, hear me out. Okay, so let's say you're in the kind of neutral position of the headrest. Let me just make sure it's in the neutral position. Look what happens. When I'm sitting in this chair and I kind of go into the natural position that this thing is faced in, I'm kind of facing at more of like a 45-degree angle. Yeah, I can turn my head forward, but you see what my head had to do in order to do that? In order to look forward, I have to lift my head up and look straight. In this position, not a big deal. But look, what if I recline? What if I'm trying to watch television and my TV is right there? What if I'm trying to play a game? Look what I have to do. This is the natural position. My eyes are up here, looking almost at like a 45-degree angle. But if I want to look straight, then I have to lift my head up, and now I've got all this strain on my neck here from having to hold my head in this position. It's not comfortable whatsoever. That's where the forward tilt comes in, because if I can forward tilt this thing like that, look, now my head is resting. I'm completely neutral, like I'm not putting any pressure on my head, and I'm looking, my eyes are able to come forward. It's so well done. I mean, this thing is a game changer when it comes to sitting in any position in a very comfortable way. It's awesome. The big con about this headrest is that it can be really hard to adjust the height exactly where you want it. Now, it's possible that I got a defective unit, but each side kind of operates independently, so you can have the thing be really raised up on the right and be uneven with the left side. And if you pull too much pressure on it, then the whole headrest can pop right off. The reason why I'm not making a huge deal out of it is because this cushion here is so fat, so wide, that once you set the headrest, it's not gonna move, it's not gonna fall back down. It's a set it and forget it mechanism. A certified tall person's thoughts.
I think this is the best lounge chair I've sat in ever. It's got the height back here. It's got the levels of tilt that I like to control. I'm not like forced to sit in one particular angle. At about 190 pounds, I carry a lot of that in my butt. and it feels really nice with a lot of space in this chair. Oh, and it has a back support that the Eames chair didn't give me. The thing I didn't like about the Eames chair was that the back of the chair was not tall enough. So it forced me to scooch down, which created the space down here. So I had to grab my own pillow and put it there. But this chair allows me to raise that up to the right height so I don't have to scooch down anymore. And because I don't have to scooch down, I have this back support with me all the time, no matter which angle I like to sit at.
Height and weight recommendation. I think Chita Living made a mistake on their website. They say their height recommendation for this chair is between 5'10" and 6'2". This doesn't make any sense because I'm 5'6" and this chair fits me beautifully. Instead, my personal recommendation, height recommendation for this chair is going to be from 5'4" all the way up to 6'4", 6'5". Me being 5'6", again, this curvature fits really nicely in my neck curve, and Terry being 6'1", he didn't have the headrest at the highest height position, which means there's a little bit more latitude, a little bit more extra room for the extra tall folks out there. Now, if you can buy this thing if you're shorter than 5'4", just keep in mind that this headrest curvature here might not fit in the back of your neck, and the back of your head might sit here, making the overall experience in this lounge chair not as comfortable as alternate options. Chita Living recommends a maximum weight capacity on this chair of 350 pounds. The price and warranty. The Elvin Recliner chair ranges from $800 to about $1,000, depending on which configuration you go for. Compare that to the Herman Miller Eames Lounge chair, which starts at the base configuration at about $6,000, but can be as high as $10,000. That's 6 to 10 times the price. Now, I would love to tell you that the Elvin Recliner has the same build quality and materials or even exceeds the Eames Lounge chair stuff, but it's just not the case. The Eames Lounge chair has a far superior leather, their veneer, wood veneer, is a lot nicer as well, and the cushioning inside of their cushions feel like clouds compared to the Elvin Recliner. Also, the warranty on the Eames Lounge chair is superior, offering 5 years warranty on the entire chair, whereas on the Elvin Recliner, you only get 1 year. While the build quality and materials on the Herman Miller Eames Lounge chair are superior, the Elvin Recliner is like the Swiss Army knife of recliners. This thing is infinitely more practical because it can fit to any position you want it to, and it's got so much better lower back support, head and neck support, and accommodates a broader range of user heights. I think it has a beautiful and modern design, and it just makes sense for a lot more people because this thing costs 1/6 the price of a base configuration Eames Lounge chair. Links to everything you see here will be in the description below. Until next time, stay honest.